Now, coming to you live from Oracle Code in Toronto, I'm Bob Rubart with the Oracle Technology Network, bringing you yet another interview with one of the session speakers from today's event. And that session speaker for this segment is Dan Koloski. Dan, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Happy to be here.
So, give me a 2-minute version of your presentation today.
Well, what we're talking about is we're talking about how we're using machine learning to revolutionize the systems management and security approach that enterprises take. So the session is a technical session about tuning machine learning and how we take advantage of some of these new capabilities to enable people essentially to get ahead of the curve as they manage for performance and availability or work on securing their applications.
Now, in your session, you talk about various types of machine learning that are particularly well suited for the particular environment. What characteristics or unique qualities make those types of machine learning particularly well suited?
Well, so let's start by understanding the problem that we're trying to solve, because the thing about machine learning is that it needs to be purpose-built and tuned to answer questions that you know you want to ask. So when we think about managing for performance, or for that matter managing for security, folks in the Network Operations Center or in the Security Operations Center are dealing with a constant deluge of data. Tons and tons and tons of telemetry data, information about performance and availability, information about what users are doing, et cetera, that they need to analyze. And that analysis has traditionally been reliant on human brain power to figure out what it all means. So what we're using machine learning for is essentially to sift through these mountains of data, data that's contained in very voluminous logs, data that's contained in thousands of metrics and config information and telemetry, and we've optimized machine learning to look at that data and answer questions that we know we want to ask. Questions like, hey, is what I'm seeing normal? Is this abnormal? So is this an anomalous set of behavior, or is this a normal set of behavior? Should I care? Should I pay attention to the symptoms that I'm seeing? Questions like, what are the patterns that I'm seeing in this data that I can remember, or the machine learning can remember going forward, so that next time I see it, I know this is a warning sign that I need to pay attention to and actually prevent a problem instead of just reacting to it. So the types of algorithms that we tend to use in Oracle Management Cloud are anomaly detection, algorithms. We do a lot of clustering, which are pattern recognition algorithms. We do a variety of multivariate correlation algorithms, which take all that data that we're tracking and allow us to understand how it moves together and how it moves apart, so that, again, we know when we should pay attention to what we're observing, or what we are observing represents a problem. And then based on all that analysis, we use prediction algorithms to say, here's what might happen tomorrow based on what we're seeing today, so that we can actually prevent problems instead of just reacting to them.
What's your role at Oracle, and what kind of trouble do you get into there?
I have a fun role at Oracle. So my group makes all of the management solutions from Oracle. So that includes Oracle Management Cloud, which has a suite of 7 services: application performance monitoring, infrastructure monitoring, log analytics, IT analytics, orchestration, config and compliance, and security monitoring and analytics. So we design cloud services both for the traditional network operations center, the folks who are keeping things running, keeping the lights on in terms of performance and availability, as well as for the security personnel in the security operations center in the SOC, who are dealing with very similar types of data, but looking at it from a very different lens. And so we produce all these cloud services and essentially purpose engineer machine learning. So I'm part of the development organization that builds all those.
So what's on your calendar? Where will you be talking about machine learning next?
Well, we love these code events because one of the differences in what we do versus a generic toolkit is that we've taken the time to optimize the machine learning for the problems that we're trying to solve. And that's the central message of my talk at Code, which is that you can't just sort of say, I'm going to slap some machine learning on something and say I'm done. Right? Because machine learning out of the box is not actually very smart. It needs to be purpose-tuned and optimized to answer the types of questions that you need to answer. So we do a lot of talks at these code events, which are great. You can see information on Oracle Management Cloud in a lot of local Oracle events. We do a lot with user groups. I'll be in London next week dealing with a customer summit over there where a lot of customers come to Oracle and tell us about what they're trying to face. So we try really hard to understand what it is that customers are facing. And again, in these particular 2 markets and functional disciplines of security and systems management, we're seeing a very similar problem of just being overwhelmed. And machine learning is really good at solving those problems when you know what the data looks like and where to go find it.
So when the machines finally take over, do you think they will look favorably on you?
Well, we're programming them that way. It's funny. The myth of machine learning and artificial intelligence more generally is that it's going to somehow sort of replace the full range of human thought, right? That's not possible because you have infinite possibilities. Machine learning, not very good in a world where you've got infinite possibilities. So I don't expect to see the machines creating poetry anytime soon. I don't expect to see them designing the next sort of brand new idea, but I do see them very good at answering questions that we know what we want to ask and we know where to find the data. We may not be able to process that data very well as a human, but we can find it and we can use the artificial intelligence to analyze it.
I just want them to get a lot better at turning on the water in the men's room.
That would be great. That would be great.
Dan, thanks for stopping by. And stick around, we'll have more interviews from Oracle Code here in Toronto. If you'd like more information on the Oracle Code events, please visit developer.oracle.com/code. There's a complete list of all the upcoming Oracle Code events around the world, and you'll find some cool and interesting information for developers. For the Oracle Technology Network, I'm Bob Rubart. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.